forever.
So here we are.
Here we are.
Shirts.
Boom. Welcome
God,
to
we're
Life
so
or
handsome.
Whatever. We're handsome. And so if you're not watching the video, that's your cue to turn on the video portion of the podcast so you can.
That's true.
You know,
You can see what
ogle
we're
these
sporting. We're so
handsome
successful
faces.
now that we have marketing products.
Have marketing products paid for by the marketing team.
Yeah.
We have a team too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, should we tell people to like and subscribe? I mean, I think that's
We
a thing
probably
that you're supposed to do.
There's so many things that I watch, and like the algorithm of YouTube already shows me, but I don't like or I didn't know I didn't like and subscribe to it, or I didn't subscribe to it. So every time they say that, I'm like, I watch you all the time. I should support you and subscribe. So I go in and I go do it, and I'm like, so many more, and now I appreciate it more than ever.
To me, when I hear people say it, it sounds like selling out, and I hate selling out. So I'm like, no, I don't want to say like and subscribe. I'm a punk. I'm a rebel. I don't do stuff like that. If you don't want to watch it, don't fucking watch it. If you do, you know what?
That's the problem. Most of your viewers are not subscribed.
Well, hey, they're stupid then. If they want to figure, if they want to be a part of this thing, then they can figure it out themselves. Go like and subscribe if you want to.
It's just you're already being fed it by the algorithm, so you already kind of think you're subscribed to it.
Yeah.
So
we're just reminding them for their own benefit if they want to like and subscribe to follow more. What gets me when people do it is when they say, hey, and if you like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate that because, you're helping me out when you do that, and it's helping push me up in the numbers, and I actually get paid so I can do more of this, which I really enjoy, like being real about it, Like, I like doing this. I would like to make this my job. If you like and subscribe, I might be able to make this my job. And then we could do more content and more fun stuff. We could probably even stop doing this remote bullshit if we got enough subscribers.
Oh, for sure. Dude,
yeah,
if we were in the same room, it'd be so much easier.
It'd be on fire.
Yeah, we could do interactive shit.
It'd be nonstop laughs. You guys are only getting like maybe 50% of the energy that
if you want nonstop laughs, like and subscribe.
If you want a 6-pack of abs from just laughing so hard,
That's a great transition
into
my almost 13-year-old sending me pictures of his abs and pecs, and he sends them to me because he's in Tennessee part-time and he's here part-time, and so he's like,
keep
it's
dad
funny
updated.
He's keeping dad updated, but it's like he probably wants dad to like and approve and get that.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, I tell him, like, man, it's looking good, but don't skip leg day. His legs
it's just the only part where it gets a little questionable is you're like, these almost look a bit like you're trying to be a sexy boy, which makes me think that these might also be for a
being
girl.
shared with some ladies. Yeah,
because
he's got this new girl in his life.
How's he doing it? He's holding it like this.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's hilarious. We should throw it in here. Nah, that's not
I don't want to do that.
No, don't do that. But it is funny because I'm like, all right, you're definitely at that age. Like, not only do you want to be strong, you're showing off, but that's what girls like too. Like you're at that age that you're like, girls like this.
It's cute because he looks like he's trying to be handsome for the girls, but he also wants dad's approval, which is kind of cute.
Which I like it. I appreciate it. It is sweet because he's not here the 100% of the time, and he's becoming the man of the house in that region. Not here, obviously. That's still me. Until he starts kicking my ass with that 6-pack and packs.
Sorry, Marshall. Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
Yeah. Yes, I'll
you
pick
look
up
great today.
Not you. Yeah, no, it just cracks me up because like you said, he's sending that to me, but he's sending that to girls, or he's saying to a girl. He actually seems very much the person that's committed to a single person when he even if they
until he gets his heart broken. He's at the everybody's like that when they're young.
yeah, well, he's shuffling around, like,
Every
it's so
villain has
funny.
an origin story.
He's funny, he keeps me and keeps me in the loop because he's like, "Oh, I like this girl. Turns out she's dating my friend." And I'm like, "Well, how good of a friend
Fucking
is this that you
bitch.
didn't even know?" Yeah, yeah. But so then he's like, "I got friend zoned," and then all of a sudden he's like, "Well, no, I'm dating this girl," and he's like, "Then I broke up with her because shit went down," and then he's like, "No, that girl that I liked before, she broke up with my friend, and now I'm holding her hand on Friday," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're sending pics, dude. You're sending pics." But he's a
It's
ladies'
not like
man.
it's not like a you can see I see when I saw that picture, I saw a definite transition from the previous Marshall that I met back in Alaska who was like,
Oh my gosh, yeah.
want to play Beyblades? Want
Yes.
to see my Spider-Man costume? And now he's like, "Yo,
Oh
check out
yeah.
my fucking six-pack,
That
dog."
is so funny. That's
Cell
hilarious.
phone, it's like it's obviously he's not that he's on the cusp of not being an innocent little boy, but the fact that he's still sending pictures to you and stuff, he still is, but he's in that transitional phase.
Yeah, it also tells me he's and shows me he's super committed to his sport right now, which is soccer, and just being fit.
Yeah,
Like, he's
probably
obsessed with
mostly that.
soccer, so
It's probably mostly
yeah,
that.
yeah. It's funny because it's like, soccer was never my thing. I mean,
We
I
didn't have
appreciate it.
soccer really where we were.
No, we didn't. We didn't have
Yeah, if we
soccer.
did,
They
it
got
would
rid
have
of
been tight.
wrestling.
Yeah,
So, yeah. Oh, would have been in great shape if we had
I'd have been
soccer.
into
Jeez.
that shit. Yeah,
Yeah, we were very limited on the sports we had.
totally. I wasn't gonna play football with all those giant,
We didn't have
you know.
football either.
We did at Willow Elementary had football,
Yeah,
I
but I'm thinking,
believe.
like, high school, and
No,
then
you'd had to
Mr.
go to a different school for high school football.
Mr. Stoll talked about trying to create, like a six-person league, so it's, like, 6 people on the field for each team, and it just never happened, but that would've been fun too. But then
Yeah.
after school, sometimes I'd go play, no pads, uh, we'd go tackle football with a bunch of hockey players, and uh, one of them, who this kid is so cool, I like him a lot, but, he couldn't tackle me, even though he's a hockey player, they just hit, right? They don't tackle. So, he would go to hit, and I would just be able to spin off because of my basketball, skills, and then he would just get so frustrated that he couldn't, like, tackle me. It's like, "Well, you're doing it wrong." But it was fun, it was a lot of fun. Uh, I wish
Didn't
that we
have
did
that
football. It made me
didn't have
want
that flag you could pull off.
we didn't do flag football.
Mm. Well, so yeah, okay. This is funny. We talked about Marshall, your son, and being interested in a girl and having a pretty committed interest in that person. It's kind of was a
And he
subject
shares
I
it with
had.
me, which I love.
This was a subject I had wanted to potentially discuss. So the fact that we're already doing it is actually pretty good.
Oh, good.
Because you can remember back to your first love. I think all of us when we were kids, like I said, you kind of I think most of us like were when you found someone you liked, you felt like I like that person exclusively. Like,
Mm.
can you think of anyone who just started out as like a cheater or like a ladies man right off the bat, like girl, girl,
Oh.
girl, girl? It's usually not like that, right?
Uh, it's no, it does not start out that way. No,
It doesn't, right?
no.
So I wanted to talk about the villain origin story. I wanted to talk about the another not fun topic for today, which is heartbreak, rejection. You want to talk about that?
Uh, yeah, we can totally talk about that. I'm down.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah,
you go
but
first.
no, you brought it up. You go first.
I don't want to go first. I want to hear yours first.
Gosh, I don't know how to do that without being totally specific, I suppose. I
You don't have to
mean, I
name
guess
names, but you could tell me about your what stands out to you when you think about
my first heartbreak.
yeah, the first time where you were like, I fucking love you. And then the other person was like, but I don't love you. And it's like,
Oh,
oh
mine was
shit.
different than that.
That's real, like, that's a hard thing to that's hard to deal with. For me,
So
it
mine
was.
was much different than her not liking me. Oh my god, this is gonna be so specific to the people that will know this story, like, the
That's okay,
people
we'll
who know
be
this story.
respectful.
Yeah, oh, I'm 100% respectful.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm not usually, but I will be.
no, I'm going to be here.
Okay.
So I really liked a specific person and man, I don't know, in ninth or 10th grade. I really can't remember the specific time, but and I knew that my friend slash teammate liked her too. And so I was like, can't do it. Like gotta be there for my friend, be there for my teammate. Like I'm not gonna try and pursue this. And I know, and we both definitely liked each other. And I knew he liked her. And then like a couple days or time went by, and then as I'm still like constantly chatting with this person, I find out she's now dating that guy.
So, is that a problem?
Well, it the
Because you were
problem to
staying off
me,
of her because you knew he liked her, right?
yeah, yeah.
So isn't this what
And
you
then
wanted in a way?
no, because he knew I liked her too.
Oh, so it was a mutual it was like, you
Yeah,
were both standing down.
I was. My understanding was that's what you did. You stood down for your friend,
Everyone was
and
like, "We're gonna put our guns away."
yeah. And instead of like, what might have made it okay is if I found out from him first, and I didn't. uh,
It
so
was
it kind of like
sneaky.
it was sneaky, and then it was just like that went for a while. They dated for a while, um,
How'd you
and
feel
that
during
was
that
like
time period?
pretty heartbroken, like you said, and then it was like it was funny because we'd have school projects together, and to
The
where she would
girl.
like come to my house. Yeah, yeah. In fact, before they
Oh,
started dating, I went to her house and was alone with her for a while, just me and her watching. We watched Catch Me If You Can. That's what I remember.
nice. That's a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good movie. But I remember that just being an issue for me because then in basketball practice, I was pretty scrawny too. I was ripped like Marshall, if you will, but skinny, just like him. But I was like, we'd run these drills, and when we'd weave in and out, we're passing balls, just like drills. But I'd fucking chuck it at him. I was so mad. I
Oh,
was
you
like
were
just
mad.
chucking the. I was mad because
Damn, dude.
it was just disrespectful to me. Now, now I really don't give two shits about it at all.
This is,
But
much more complicated than my situation because you had not just your heartbreak to deal with, but also your anger at your friend. It's a
yeah,
double whammy.
yeah, yeah.
So, did you still like her through that whole process? You didn't just shut off the
I
feelings
honestly,
like,
there was a portion of it, yes, but I don't really remember the whole thing. Like, I don't remember when I stopped, but I know eventually I did. Pretty, like,
were
whatever.
you
It's like,
like how
well, it's just
upset,
when
how
you're that
heartbroken
age.
were you? How did it
Mm.
feel? Were you sick?
Well, yeah, I mean, to a point to where I was just, for me to be so mad at my friend, for it. Like, I think that was the hardest part was that my buddy felt like a betrayal and, a teammate sort of betraying you, and I think I was more mad about that than anything.
Did you stay up late and you're upset? Like, was it hard to sleep? Like, describe the physically. How was it? Did you feel
I'm
it
gonna be
physically?
completely honest with you, I don't remember. I mean, we're
Okay.
talking about half our lifetime ago.
Do you remember any where you actually were, like, physically, like, sick?
No, but and I can't think of I understand the feeling that you're describing, and that's more like, to me, it's like if you are with somebody and you feel like they're with somebody else at the same time, that's, like, physically disgusting, and, like,
I
that makes
got you.
me sick, yeah.
Physically disgusting, well,
Physically as in, like, makes me gross, makes me sick to my stomach to think, like, that's a possibility, of course, but back then, we're just high school, it's like, I maybe thought I was in love, but
Yeah,
you
I
know?
think if you never had the person, then it's not the same.
Yeah, and
Maybe
so that's what
a
I
little
mean,
bit.
like I had
Yeah.
never had that person, so it was, like, not yeah, it just wasn't really the same to me.
Dude, I went through some serious heartbreaks though. Like, I mean, not saying they were any like more real or whatever than yours, but like emotionally, like you said, you can't remember because it was like a lifetime ago. I remember, I remember like vomiting from being so upset about
Mm.
a girl, which is
I think
ridiculous.
I don't think I've done that, but I also know that sometimes, and whether this is a good thing or not, I, uh, I kinda make myself forget that those things because at this very moment, it doesn't matter to me anymore,
Mhm.
and so it's like, that's not something I ever wanna relive or stress about, and
That's a healthy mindset, I think.
maybe, or maybe it's not.
No, I think it is because I think that that's something that I because I remember when I was in college, there was a girl I was like absolutely in love with, and we never actually like dated. We like made out, and it could have gone further, but my friends came over, so it didn't. And then after that, it was just this like
Is that
she
me?
was
No, you said
no,
college.
no, no, it was in college, and it was just this like cat and mouse game with her all through school. And like I'd finally start to like stop thinking about like I'd obsess with her where I was like hard for me to even focus on my schoolwork because I'd be like trying to get a hold of her or whatever and she wouldn't get back to me. And then as the moment it was like she had this intuition that as soon as I genuinely started to have fun again and forget about her, she would come back and hang out with me again. And in like now looking back, I'm like, that's fucked up. I should have known right there. Like that's toxic behavior. Like I don't want any of that. But I didn't have that. I didn't have that willpower or the ability to see like, you know, girl that does that's probably not someone you want to be with
Right,
because
right,
she's
right.
like messing with you. But anyways, what you said about putting that stuff out of your head. I had a friend in college who said you seem to be addicted to like the pain or the toxic aspect of this. Like you seem to be like a glutton for punishment. Like you keep in, it's like you, why
Mhm,
would you
yeah,
keep,
for sure.
it's like
Yeah,
what you just
yeah.
said. Like if someone rejects you, you should be like, I didn't like that and I don't want to feel it again. So I'm out. But instead, I was like, sign me up for another one. You know, I'll take that
Uh,
again, please.
that's funny. Yeah,
So
like
yeah.
any sort of interaction I can get from you to break my heart again.
Oh yeah, so pathetic. But
I mean, I think a lot of that had to do with when we were just young, hormonal, trying to figure life out. Like for me, obviously going through a divorce now is like way different. It wasn't a heartbreak. It was like it was more of an anger thing of how everything went through. And dealing with the kids and having different perspectives on how the kids are feeling and doing. And then like, it all became more about the kids and just made me very angry and made me, it kinda made me an alcoholic for a little bit. We've talked about that before too, because I was just like, I need to numb this. I don't wanna talk about this constantly. I need to go to sleep and not, like, let this just devastate me all the time. And obviously, I grew past that and, um, huge credit to my wife and, like, I even wrote a poem about it, just how she saved me sorta thing, and, um, yeah, and then now it's, you move through, you still gotta deal with that divorce situation with the kids, and sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes it's like, "Oh, that was easier than I thought it was gonna be," and so it's way different than when we were kids, is kinda my point. We,
mm,
uh, we just felt I think we felt heartbreak different because it was the first time you'd feel it, right, as a child,
mm.
and that was more like gut-wrenching sick, I think, and maybe just specific to my thing was more anger related than anything.
Yeah, and also like when I think when you spend a significant amount of time with somebody, you have a better, fuller picture of who they are, and so you can justify separation easier because you can cite like the things that you don't like about them or what wasn't working, where you're like, you know what I mean, where when you're young and you see a girl that's really pretty and like you said your hormones kind of take over
Mhm.
and you're like, well, they're a perfect person, I see absolutely no flaws here, there's nothing
Right,
they could do
right.
wrong. And so when they get away, it feels like a literally like an angel is slipping through your grasp and you're like,
It's
I
such a
but wait,
great point.
I don't think there's another angel out there. Like, you're the first angel I've met, and what's to say there I'll ever find another one? Like, you're probably the only angel, and you were here for me, and I'm letting it get away. It feels like you're losing a once in a lifetime opportunity to be with like a perfect person who's your soulmate, but you have no
Yeah,
concept of what a
yeah.
soulmate is yet.
Yeah, that's a great point. But you know what you've been really good, for me about or to me about sometimes is you're like a lot of times you're like, "Nah, I knew that wasn't gonna last with you." And you'll be like, "Yeah, you dodged a bullet with that one." Like, a lot of my relationships that I
Oh,
had in high
I'm
school and
so good at commenting on other people's relationships.
stuff.
I'm the best. That's my superpower, is being like emotionally detached to being like, ah, fuck them. Ah, fuck that. Ah, you know. I
Yeah,
remember someone was well, to be fair, they were going through like it felt like a breakup every other week for this. Okay, so I know a guy who he was obsessed with this girl, and like watching it from an outsider's perspective, it's easier to like laugh at and mock, whereas like I
sure.
probably look like a dumbass to other people. Um,
Yeah,
but watching this person, he was obsessed with this girl, and he's like, oh, I'm like, I don't get it. She's like really not even that. She's not interested, but fuck her because you're like you know, she's not really like that hot anyways. Um, but he
and
was
you're just
really
wasting
like
your
he
time.
was so
Yeah,
fixated on this girl, and then a new girl moved in next door to him. It was a sister of his friend. He didn't even know that the guy had this sister, and she moves in, and she's she's an easy girl, and came over and introduced herself, and then all of a sudden all of this obsession that this was his angel, this was his sole focus. The next day he comes in and he's like, I met a new girl, and it all just shifted right over to that girl. And the first girl that wasn't paying him any attention, she knew he liked him, but she was like, you know, like she was enjoying like being dismissive. But then
sure.
once he went completely cold on her, I saw her start to like be like more flirty with him. Like, what's going on?
It's funny. You
Why
don't
did he
care
say? I
about
was like,
me anymore. Yeah.
yeah, I was like, oh fuck you, you know what you're doing. But anyways,
I feel like
I
that's
think
more of those high school younger relationships that you're talking about. Like, that happens pretty common.
yeah. Well, so that girl that he became obsessed with, the new one, the easy one, she gave it to him quick. And it was his first time, and he got sex, and that was when he was like, boom. All other girls disappeared from his view, and it was just sole focus on this girl. And then because she was easy. So it wasn't just him that she gave it out to. She started giving it out to this guy and this guy and this guy and this guy. And so she was torturing him because she was like dating him and then staying with this guy and then dating him and he was like, oh, you know, oh, I love her so much, she's an angel. And we're like, dude, she's not an angel. She's literally like a slut,
Devil.
and she's bipolar, like literally bipolar. She's literally insane, and she's hooking up with everybody. But he was like a depressing person to be around, and it was constantly, it was like on again, off again, on again. So, anyways, he's he's acting like really dejected and stuff one day in gym class, and I was giving him a hard time about it. I was telling him how goofy she was. I was describing all of these things I'm telling you. I'm
Wait,
like,
gym class? You're not talking about college anymore.
no, this is high school that I'm referring to.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I should have specified. This was we were about 16 years old, and 16, 17. And he was all dejected, being mopey because this girl broke his heart again. And I was giving him a hard time because I thought it was funny because I'm like, you're a dumbass. You keep going out with this girl, blah, blah, blah. And I started making fun of her, like like, you know, her goofy looks and stuff like that. And he like stormed away. He went, like that, and stormed out to the other room. And I looked out the thing, and he was just doing a bunch of pull-ups.
Jesus
and
Christ.
and I talked to our other friend. And he went, "Damn, Nick, you better ease off of him. He's about to kick your ass." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Yeah, he told me he's about to fuck you up, dude." I was
Oh,
like,
shit, that's
oh
funny.
shit, I'm pissing him off really bad right now." Um, yeah, I don't know where I was going with that. I guess my point is that I can be very insensitive to other people's
Mm.
relationships.
No, but well, maybe in the moment, but when you think about how accurate you might be,
What do you mean?
well,
Oh,
just
it
like
might
I
be
said with
accurate,
mine.
but it's not sensitive to other people's feelings when they're like, "I'm, dealing with the
Yeah, I
most
don't
painful
okay.
experience of my life," and you go, "You being a bitch." You know?
Yeah, well, if I think of you now, if I was going through something, I know you wouldn't do that, but
Yeah, because 'cause you're not
I
being a
think
dumbass.
I would still I think I would potentially appreciate it. I mean, now looking back, maybe I'd appreciate that sort of not guidance, but that sort of like, dude,
I
it's
don't
like it's
yeah.
nothing. Like, don't worry about it. Like,
Well,
this is
I was an asshole back then, and I see what you're saying, but I don't think I was trying to be like a guide. I think I was having a laugh at his
you were trying. Yeah,
misfortune.
yeah.
Yeah, I was like, "Let's all laugh at how silly of a situation he got himself into," you know? So,
Funny.
it wasn't nice.
Uh,
I'm not like that
I say
now.
I was curious about who it was, so I asked you in the chat.
It's the first one,
Oh, okay. Oh, gross. Gross.
oh,
Of
yeah,
course
he was
she gave
obs
that up. Sorry, no one knows what we're talking about now. Now I see that and I'm like, "Of course she did. Of
Yeah, but
course
he
she did."
he he was the first guy to meet her from our school, so he had like a land claim over anybody else, and he thought, and we weren't in school yet at this time. This was still on summer vacation, so when we saw
Oh, yeah.
everyone from school, it was during cross country practice, which was before the school year started. And so he was hanging out with this girl during the summer and nobody had met her yet. And he's like, I just met a girl that's new to our
Oh,
school. And no,
funny.
and like, when a new girl came to our school, it's kind of a big deal because we didn't have that many people anyways.
Yeah.
So any
Yeah,
new
yeah,
girl, it
very,
didn't
yeah.
matter if she was hot or not. Guys jumped all over because they wanted to have the new, you know, and the
Yeah.
new model
Yep.
because she was
Yep.
untouched.
You know what was crazy at one point, I think it was ninth grade, this new girl came to our school, and she knew exactly who I was, and, like, she was like, "Mark, da da da." I'm like,
Oh,
"Yeah?"
that's crazy.
And I can't oh, this is sad. I can't remember who she was now. But she was someone I was in kindergarten with, and she knew
Mm.
who she like, I went to kindergarten in, Willow with you, right? Or you were a grade ahead with her, and, she was, like, a next door neighbor, like, we were hung out all the time. I did not recognize her because it was years later, and that blew my mind for a minute too. And then she dated, the high school bully.
I think I know who you're talking about.
I can't remember her name.
I just messaged you. This is
Yes,
so
correct.
boring for other people.
Yeah, you're right, let's
I
move
just
on.
we're like doing a podcast for other people, and then we're having a fucking private conversation.
Yeah, yes.
It's so rude.
Correct, though, that's the one.
Oh man, if I was
No,
watching this, I'd turn that shit off right now.
yeah.
Like,
Let's talk
well,
about how red I look.
if you sign up for our Patreon, you'll get access to all of our behind the scene chats.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. All you have to do is ask.
Yep.
Uh,
Now, if
I'm
you really
so
want to know,
red.
yeah, message us and we'll tell you what we're talking
That's
about
true.
secretly.
Yeah,
We just
subscribe, like, subscribe,
want to
message.
we want to avoid litigation, so we're being a little. I don't even think they can. I don't even think they can sue us, but
No, I just wanna be respectful.
it's respectful. Yeah,
Yeah,
even though
yeah.
we're not respectful when we talk about broader subjects, just respectful to
I think that's
individuals.
fine. It's more specifics that you should be more respectful to.
Okay, so yeah, heartbreak, and yeah, I mean, I remember when I broke up with my first girlfriend, and it was dumb. It was just like him. She was like like slutty, and I should have known better. But I think the thing that hurt the most, and I was saying earlier, the thing that like devastated me is like I feel like this towards you because I think you're really special. I've decided like you're really special, and that
You
means something
you
to
are.
me. Do you feel that way about me? And it's like no. It's
Yeah,
like
and
that's
that shit
hard to
happens quick
like
in high school.
That's hard to wrap your mind around, I feel like. At least for me,
That's
it
okay.
was.
She was a bitch, so
Well, thanks, I agree. I definitely feel like I dodged a bullet there.
yeah.
But at the time, I was like, "How will life go on? I have to live the rest of my long
It's because
life
she was
without
also
this."
hot, so it was like
And she gave it out, she gave
she
it up, it was
yeah.
the first one. Dude, I did stuff like that was my first I was nasty, I am so embarrassed because
Dude,
I'd never been with a girl. I was, like,
of
making
course
out
it
with her in front of my family and stuff.
oh, yeah.
I
You're
was
like,
at
"Any chance
my
I can
family's
get"
house, and I was like, and then afterwards, they're like, "You know," my uncle said, he said, "You know, I just wanna tell you, Nick, any girl that kisses you like that in front of your family
is not
is
a good
not
one,
a good
yeah.
girl." And he
Which is
started telling
so
me
true.
he's like,
So
"Just
true,
so
right?
you know, I had a friend who dated a girl like that back in high school, and you have to be careful because these are the kinds of girls that'll poke holes in your condoms to try to get pregnant." And I
There
was
you
like,
go.
"You're crazy. She's
Yeah,
perfect. She's an
yeah.
angel." And then,
You
she actually
you
did
you
give
don't
me a
know anything.
I think in retro, because girls have been an enigma to me. Like, the way girls think make no fucking sense to me. But the little bit I've sort of learned over my life, like, it's like I've deciphered hieroglyphics and I've, like, figured out some things. The little bit I've learned, I almost am leaning towards, because when we were, I think I know why she broke up with me, and it made no sense to me at the time. It came completely out of the blue. She just started being a total bitch to me and then broke up with me. But there was something that happened that I didn't really connect to it. And when we were dating, she called me and she said, "I missed my period." Before that, she said, "I won't have if we have sex." She she said, and I don't think we wore a condom, but she's like, "I'm on birth control, and even if I wasn't, it's okay." And so I think we did it without it. And then she called me. She said, "I missed my period," and I was like, "Oh, well, we're fine because you said if you get pregnant, you're gonna get an abortion." And she went, "Well, I don't think I would get an abortion. I think I would keep it. Would you support me?" And I was like, "Well, you can't do that. No, you seriously can't do that.
You changed
My
the
life will."
contract.
Yeah, and I was like, started freaking the fuck out because I was like, and I think that she did that on purpose to trick me to see what I would do if she got pregnant. Because now she has a bunch of kids. So obviously she wanted to have kids at some point. So she might have
Mhm.
been testing me, filling me out a little bit to see if I was, quote, man enough to, like, you know,
Step up.
because
Yeah.
obviously, like, when you're young, girls behaving whorishly, you're like, well, they're just a whore. But, as you get older too, or as I get older, I kind of think some of that behavior comes from the fact that they're fertile and they're doing instinctually. They're really what they're looking for is a mate to have babies
I
with.
mean,
So
same
she was in her
same as
prime.
n I think back in the wow, that's great. So back in the day, I would say that was probably what was normal because they were like humans were having babies at 13, 14, 15 years old. As soon as they had a period, they were like, "All right, you're ready. Boom, sell you off." There's like a lot of instinct, biological instinct involved with having kids, and that's why, responsible people get upset when you think about okay, personal opinion. When you talk about abortion, um, a responsible person who's like feels responsible for their biology wants to keep having those kids and you don't want that to happen. But as we developed, like things like school got kind of in the way of that as it should. I kind of like how we are now. I'm definitely gonna preface that for sure. Wait till you're older. But it's like back in the day it was just biology. It was like that's why, we go through puberty at such a young age. It's like, okay, now I'm apparently ready to populate the earth. And,
Mhm.
you know what I mean? Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
exactly. No, absolutely.
Yeah.
She was she was in her baby making prime hysteria of her. She probably didn't even really know, but it was just her body was like, now is the time. And so, like, all of that sexual stuff, to me was just like, I'm in heaven. This is great. Oh,
Yeah,
boobies
yeah,
and
for
stuff. And
sure.
for her, it was like, can you handle responsibility? Are you a good mate? And I fumbled. And then after
You
that, it
failed
was
that
like,
test.
yeah. And then after that, it was like ice cold. But, anyways, yeah. So, uh,
But again, like, when we were in high school, probably just even TV and movies and stuff that made
Huh.
us kind of become the horn dogs we were. It's like, yeah, I just want it. And you told me that I can have it with no consequences. And then she switched it. She changed the contract on you.
Oh, yeah, I'm not justifying what she did at all.
Yeah.
And obviously, nowadays, my opinion on abortion has changed. But at that time, I was like, I don't
Yeah.
see any problem with that. I don't see
Right.
any, gonna fuck up my whole life. I'll kill babies all day long. I don't care about that.
There's a clip.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna post that one on Instagram. I kill babies all day long.
I don't give a fuck. Abort, abort, abort. And I felt that way strongly and at that time. But yeah, anyways, I got super sick after we broke up. Like, even though it was a good decision, I was like vomiting. I remember I puked because she called me and she was like, I'm so confused about my feelings because I still have a little place in my heart for you, but I just don't think you're my soulmate. And I was like, oh, you had to say it was like a knife went through my heart. And my mom walked by. I'm like, ah, and she's like, she told me, don't. She's like, are you talking to that girl? Get off the phone. And I went, "Ugh," and I puked on the floor. And
On the damn, you didn't make it
she's
to
like,
the
clean that
um,
shit up. Clean it up, right? My mom made me clean
in
it up.
retrospect, it's so fucking bizarre. It's like,
What, puking?
no, being that sick over a high school
See,
relation.
that's the thing. I don't know what my problem is, man. I'm just like I'm
No, no,
very.
no, I think that felt normal at the time. I've definitely felt stress and anxiety to where I've, like, thrown up before. Uh,
I just
I
love a
don't
little
know.
harder.
Here's no, well, now you're gonna hate what I'm gonna say next. The problem is that I was the one doing all the heartbreaking back
Oh,
then.
that's fine.
And I'm like, that I don't want, and Jess is very good about this when Marshall talks to me about things that he, the girls and like, it's like, I don't want you to be like me, dude.
You know,
Like, don't do
watch it.
that.
Watch that behavior.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't do that. And like Jess is so good about being like, yeah, that's fine that he likes her, but did he like know like that his friend was dating like she's like more about the same way I kind of was too. It's like, oh, my
And you're
buddy
like,
likes her, like I'm not touching that. And then here, but then he calls everybody his friend. I was like, how close are you with this guy? He's like, not really. I was like, okay, well, you're calling him his friend because you call everybody your friend.
well, I do remember you got your feelings hurt by a specific person when you dated her. So even if you did hurt other people's feelings, I remember there was one girl who was kind of a bitch to you and dated you and then broke up with you. And
Nobody ever broke up with me.
oh, really?
Yeah. No, we never
Really?
dated. Uh-uh.
Okay, but she liked you. You
That's
guys
who I
kind of
was talking
had.
about earlier.
Oh, that was who you're talking about?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Yeah.
yeah, with the second person I texted you about the inquiry earlier. Again, boring for people.
With the second person you texted me about?
Well, I gave you 2 names, and you said yes to the first one, but it was the second one that I was talking about.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, that's
Yeah,
funny.
that was that
Oh.
scenario.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, that girl hurt your feelings. I remember that.
Yes, yeah, for
I
sure.
remember
Yeah.
that. Hurt your feelings pretty bad. Um,
Yes, and I don't deny that.
and I definitely had a villain arc as well. I had a pathetic arc, and then I also had a villain arc as a result of I bounced back in the opposite direction.
Like a
And
rebound?
yeah, like the pendulum swings from Mr. Nice Guy who has girls being mean and hurting his feelings to boom, that's never happening again because I'm not going to let any other girl close enough to hurt me. And
Mhm.
then I turn into Mr. Not very nice to girls. And it was a
You're like,
direct
it's because
result.
you didn't wanna be your heart broken again?
Yeah, I would say probably. Yeah. I,
Yeah,
I mean, like, I didn't know why at the time. It was like,
just
because
defense. You're playing
I just
defense.
wanted, yeah, at that point, I'm just going to have fun and I'm just going to hook up with chicks. Like, I remember Here's one. Here's the give you an example of how callous I was. I might have told you this already. There was a girl who I invited over, and my sole intention was like, I'm gonna try to hook up with this chick. And I invited her over, and we were at my house, and we were watching movies, and I didn't hang out with her really very much at all before that. We just kind of like knew each other through other people, and she was having a great time watching movies. Actually, probably in looking back, would have been a girl that would have been a really good person for me to be with
Person to
because we had
date. Yeah.
tons of stuff in common. So she was having a good time.
But you had no intention of dating.
No, I was like, I don't want to date. I just want to see those boobies and then put another notch on the belt. And so I started making my move. Dude, this is not good. And then I started making my move, and then she said, "Wait, I only do," like she started laughing. She's like, because she thought this is really good. She goes, "Well, hold on. I only do that stuff with guys I'm dating." And I said, "Oh, well, maybe I should call you a cab then." And she went, "Oh, yeah, sure, yeah. Yeah, maybe you should call me a cab." I was like, "Yeah, let me get you a
At
cab
least
right now."
I gotta give you some credit. At least you weren't like, "Oh, well, let's date."
What a terrible story I just told. Oh,
No, again, you always think that your stories make you look bad, but that made you look better than you think
the
because
girls are gonna be like, "Mark, stop defending him."
no, you didn't lie. You know, like you didn't lie to get into bed with this girl. You were just like, well, that's
No,
not
but
what
I
I'm
made
looking for.
my pathetic, goal really obvious, and it was really mean.
Yeah, I mean, okay, sure, it wasn't the best approach, but it was still the most honest approach to where you're just like, that basically what you said was that I'm not looking for that. I'm just looking to have fun, and if you don't want to, let me help you home.
That's exactly what I did. I was like, "Well, madam, let me turn off this movie, and you can
Yeah, let me pause this while you leave so I can put it back on.
kindly get the fuck out." And then I went outside and sat with her and talked to her for a while, and she was
At
very
least she didn't say,
nice.
"Maybe I should," or "Maybe you should call yourself a cab."
She was super friendly, and I thought everything was okay,
So she
and I
kinda
was
wanted
like,
to date you, I think.
"Yeah, yeah," she was really nice, but in her head, she was like, "What fucking asshole, why is he still talking to me?" And then,
Again, I think it's better that you didn't lie about it.
yeah.
So, again, give yourself a little bit more credit. Maybe you were weird and a dick about it, but it was, like, the honest thing to do.
Wanna pause for just one sec? Uh, Rejection and stuff, yeah. I guess that was nice of you to say about my motives, and then you
I I
also
think I think you've always I really do think that's where maybe some of the humor from you came from was more you probably did have really good, motives, and maybe your delivery was more humor-esque, and I
I had
because
good motives, like I was trying to not be a dick.
yeah, like, I think you were trying to be helpful, but it came across as being a dick, and you were okay with that at the time, but I think that's why you've probably as you've matured, as you become more of an actual, manly adult, like, you're more into the idea of helping and providing actual real, context and making people feel better about a
And
situation,
you
which is
you
what
shouldn't
we all need that.
you shouldn't just go for girls just for sexual purposes. That's not a good way to be.
No, and I think that's really yeah, agree. Yeah, so sorry, I was going back a little bit further, but yeah, exactly the same thing. Like that wasn't your goal, and I think if that was your goal, you would have lied to her.
Yeah, but at the time, I think I did just wanna hook up, but
I also just think you're not a liar.
I agree with that. Who's a liar? You know, a lot of otherwise, there's a topic I wanted to have for a
I think
podcast. I
sure,
wanted to
yeah,
talk about liars.
I think almost everybody lies about something. And I think some people are way more aggressive about it or habitual about it, and they become those what is it
Pathological liars.
pathological liars. And you just don't lie about really anything. You're just
Do you
blunt about it.
Do you lie?
I'm sure I do. Well, yeah, of course I do. Like, if somebody was like I don't know, I lie in an aspect to, like, the white lies to make things seem better, is kinda how I would justify it, um, but, maybe that's just not you, like, you don't do even really seem to tell much for white lies. You're just
Maybe
blunt
so.
or comical about it,
I
maybe
feel
you don't
like
see
you know what?
the
I lie to my clients all the time though. That's
don't
different.
say that, Jesus
No, I mean,
Christ.
I lie like if they're like, I don't lie in a way that's like, I mean, like what you're talking about. If they're like, "Oh, Nick, how's your day going?" And I'm like, "Going fantastic. How's your day going?" You know what I mean?
Oh,
Even
sure, yeah.
that's
Hi
what I mean. I don't
This
mean
is
I
the
lie
thing.
like trying to
I
make more
will
money.
I don't lie to my wife. I don't lie to my kids, except maybe about Santa Claus and the Easter Bunny or something. Well, maybe I do a little bit being like, "You'll really like this dinner, just try it." Uh, but like, real, like, big I don't know, I don't really tell really big lies,
Yeah, that's
but
good.
yeah, but I think you're the same way. I don't think you tell big lies.
I'll tell you one thing because I think there's like different reasons people lie. And I think one of the reasons people lie is to impress other people. And
Oh, I
I
don't
don't
do
feel
that.
the need to do that at all.
Yeah.
But, you know, a lot of pathological liars, they're lying. They're like, tell the biggest fish story, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Like one of the guys we met was like, oh, you know, back when he's like an old guy. He's like, you're into computers and stuff. Starts talking a whole bunch. Doesn't know anything about computers. Like, you know, back in the day, I'm one of the people that invented the www.com. And I'm like,
Yeah.
well, that's the
Yeah, those are
fucking dumbest
huge
lie I've ever
lies.
heard. Huge
Huge lies.
lie. And it's just like, what? And they always do that. And they're trying to connect or impress you in some way, but it's like, what?
Yeah, especially when they try to impress you, it's when it's the most obvious lie.
I remember I used to have to ride. Me and this guy worked for the same company. I did the pictures, and he was like the marketing and sales. And we used to drive around all these different businesses. And so I'd take pictures, and he would use that time to try to market while I was doing pictures. And so he would drive me all the time. But it'd be like we'd have conversations the way you and I are having conversations. I didn't like want to talk to him, but I was in the car with him for like 6 hours, and so you
Yeah,
literally
you're
have to learn how to talk to somebody like that. And we'd go back and forth, and it'd be like this, where it's like I'd tell kind of a story I remember being funny, you know, because it's a standout moment to me, and then he would have come back with his story, and it was
the bigger and better story.
so but it was like he didn't even go just a little above mine. It was like the movie. It was like the craziest movie version you
Like,
can
wow, you've lived
imagine.
the most insane life I could possibly imagine.
Yeah, and I was like, well, I guess then that's the end of that shit because there's obviously nothing I could say that could ever match what you just said because I
But
live in the real world.
it's like you said, it's so obvious,
Oh,
that it
yeah.
makes me I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm certainly not gonna be continue to be a friend with you." Like, you're not only a one-upper, you're a super liar one-upper.
He was like
Like, I'm
kind
not
of cool outside of that, though. It was weird. He was like decent to be
mm,
around, but then he'd start telling
you
something and
just
he'd be like,
couldn't
laughing, and then he'd be like, and then we bought all these pigs and we brought them into our high school and we greased them up and then we wrote numbers on this. It's like just this elaborate crazy, and then it's like within the first couple seconds you're like, oh, this is a total bullshit story, and then you're just going like, uh-huh, uh-huh, and it just keeps going and going, and you're like, ah-ha, ah-ha. And he's like, he's getting into it, you know, his eyes are getting wider as he keeps going, and he starts like laughing hysterically, and you just kind of, it's like, you know, yeah, I can't feign that level of interest. I mean, I can humor him because he's going to tell his story, but I can't like explosively laugh. So it's just kind of like, uh-huh, ah-ha, ah-ha, oh, wow, oh.
Yeah, it
You
gets
know,
exhausting. It's
so
exhausting
exhausting, dude.
because you can like, it's just not genuine.
No, it's like I want to, you know, make you laugh so hard. You know, it's like I wanted to make him laugh by recalling a real thing, and then he was like, I'm not going to recall a real thing. I'm going to completely make one up and I'm going to try to make you laugh. And then at that point, you know, they're watching you. You can see their eyes like probing to see how funny you think it is as
Yeah,
they
yeah.
make it up as it goes, you know? It's really uncomfortable.
Okay, good point. There's a big lie I tell. A big lie I tell all the time is acting or interested in stupid shit like that or laughing at it. Like,
So
those
you're
are the
lying
David
about being
type
interested.
Yeah, for sure. When you talk to a coworker and they start talking about stuff and they say something that you think is kind of like they think is pretty funny or like, yeah, totally. Like that's totally me. Like I lie about my laughter
You're not sitting there.
with that stuff. Yeah. But people I'm super comfortable with, I'll be like, I don't get it. I don't think it's funny.
Yeah, I don't think it's funny.
Yeah.
Mm. I have a point that I can do it up to a point, and then it's like, I'm fucking too tired for this. Like, I've tried a couple other podcasts before, and then I
Yeah.
remember once I got past, like, the 2-hour threshold of, like, pretending to really enjoy it, I'm like, "I can't. My cheeks hurt. I can't keep doing this."
It is it's funny how easily we work. I'm gonna gauge your lying face. No, I'm just checking. Because we've talked about this before too. Like we grew up like best friends like every weekend and then as we graduated high school kind of just like grew
Mhm,
apart
mhm,
and then
mhm.
you started I don't really remember what really sparked us coming back together other than I remember like you writing stuff and me reading it and giving you like honest feedback and you liking that, and then it just, like, kept progressing back into our old days of just being like
I think
we just work. We always
we just had everybody when they get out of high school, there's a period of time where they go off in their own direction and try new things, and then they have less space in their life for the people that they knew
not just that,
maintaining
you were in
those
college for a year
relationships.
while I was in high school,
That's what I'm
and you're
saying, and then
experiencing something so different.
yeah, exactly, and then after that's over, you kind of can come back to you have more space in your life for your, people that you knew. I didn't
Yeah,
even have time for my mom. My mom called me and I was like, "Mom, I got to go,"
I got a
you know?
podcast.
I'm partying. No, in college, I'm like, "I gotta go,
Yeah,
mom,"
yeah.
you know?
Yeah, yeah, no,
It's
I
like,
totally get that too.
I don't wanna talk to you right now. I'm out in college. This is my time."
I'm now at that age, though, like, talking to my parents and my grandparents seems super important to me. Uh,
Same.
Especially like, okay, so hierarchy-wise, like, my grandparents are gonna go sooner than later. Like, I want them to know that I love them and I appreciate them, and then, obviously, my parents, I'm like those are the things you like, when you start thinking about those people going away, that idea still, like, super breaks my heart. Just like, I know I'm gonna have to deal with that someday.
Yeah, and then knowing that you didn't actually, you had a time where you had them on the
You
phone
put
and
enough effort. Yeah.
you weren't present for the conversation.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I should have fucking enjoyed that moment. There's just pure love there,
Yeah,
and I took it for
especially
granted.
those people when they talk to you or okay, not talk to you, when they call you, they're calling you for a reason. It is to enjoy that moment with you. And then when I was younger, I would obligatory like answer a grandparent's phone call and I'd humor them, you know?
Mm,
And now I'm like, I can't believe that's what my thought was. And I don't do that
no.
anymore, with I my my grandma that I have is a step grandma, and I'm closer to her than I was with my other grandparents, which is crazy. So, like, appreciating those, like, relationships and then thinking about how, like, when your parents get older, like, you gotta know, like, that stuff's gonna come to an end, and you
What
gotta
a
appreciate those
fucking
moments.
sad ass conversation this is
Sorry, I
becoming.
don't know how I got here.
I for a brief moment when you started talking about that, I thought about mentioning that, and then I was like, "I'm not gonna say anything about
As
dying
I just
parents
kept
and
raging
shit."
about it.
And
Yeah,
you pontificated and elaborated,
just did it.
just wanna
Uh,
dig deep into those feelings.
hey, well, I think that's important for all of our listeners. Sorry, that always makes me laugh. To appreciate, their family. As you get older, that shit happens.
Oh, I know. I think about it all the time too. I just don't it's one of those things I don't like to think about, so I pretend I try to push it out of my head if it ever pops in.
Yeah.
You know,
No, I
thinking
get
about
that,
it
man.
for like a split second is enough to be like, "Okay, that's enough. That hurts
You're
a
trying
lot."
to change the conversation. I'm sitting here being like, yeah, when I start thinking about it, I'll start crying. I think about it, then I go like, oh, that, my parents' level, and then I go to my kids, and then like,
Are you gonna start crying
well,
here on the podcast?
no, I don't think so. No, if I start crying, you just see a tear. I won't start hyperventilating. But then I think about like my kids, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna leave them someday.
God
And
dang,
then,
man.
it makes me be like, I gotta be better about my health so that I'm here long enough to be there for my kids and to see my grandchildren and stuff like that.
And then you're like, life or whatever, man.
It's life or whatever.
It's a full fucking circle. Um, yeah. You know, if I cry, I don't cry. Isn't that weird? I don't cry. I
You
can't
don't
make
cry. Oh,
myself
dude,
cry. I cry.
I can
I
cry
guess
easily.
I get weepy during happy movies and stuff. It just a couple little tears come out
Happy
because
movies, yeah, that's
I'm like,
good though.
this is so beautiful. It reminds me of an innocence I no longer possess, and it makes these little like I'm like it's like a tears for my lost innocence. It's gone, and I'll never reclaim.
That's
You
not why you're
never you never wake up on Christmas morning again and just be so excited because the
dude, that's
magic.
not true. Once you have a child, that magic comes back, but it's just different.
That's my
You
point. It's
want
different.
well, have a fucking child.
Yeah, it's just my point is that it's not the same.
No,
My
it's
point is
better.
that
It's better.
you've experienced so much life that you can't. The reason that they're so happy is because they're dumb. Once they get smarter and they see the bigger picture, they're gonna be like trying to force the smile. That's why there's all these books written about how to fucking reclaim your smile and reclaim your happiness because life is just constantly beating you down.
No, dude, that's
Everywhere
such a
you
negative
look
way to think it.
everywhere
It's
you
such a
look, it's
circle.
dying and lying and hate
Here's the
and
circle.
theft. And
When we were kids, we had I'm just gonna go with what you said, Christmas. When we were kids, we had Christmas, and we were so fucking excited for Christmas morning. We didn't think that, like, our parents were as excited because 'cause we're like, "We got Santa," right? And, and so you loved Christmas, it was the best, and then when you knew Santa wasn't real, you were still excited for Christmas because you knew your parents were, like, really caring about they were trying to get you
yeah,
what you
birthdays were
wanted.
still cool at that time too.
Yeah, exactly, right? And now as an adult, I'm like, the best part about Christmas is seeing how other people are, and I'm like because now I'll be happy with socks and underwear, I don't care, I don't have to buy it now or whatever, like, I don't care about what I'm getting, I'm so excited to see my kids and even my wife open up presents and see, to see that joy, and so as you get older, it's just a different cycle.
It just doesn't come as easy, I don't think. You have to you have to convince
I don't think
yourself.
so. I
Okay,
don't think
well,
so. Yeah,
maybe
I
to
think
each
you're a
their own.
lying, stupid piece of shit. No, I'm joking.
I'm definitely not lying.
No,
I
you don't lie. We already
I
took
think
care of that.
when I see people that are like super stoked on their birthday and they're like 30, I'm like, has life not been mean enough to you yet?
Oh, okay. Other great point too. I don't care about my birthday.
Yeah.
In the same way I don't care about what I get for Christmas. So, Christmas for me is about seeing how happy I made other people. My birthday, and I've learned this too, it's like, I don't really care, and then people sit there and be like, "No, it's other people's excuse to celebrate you, like, let them be happy for you," and I think that was a pretty good perspective.
That makes
It's like
sense.
people yeah, so things just change as you get older because your priority should be about other people and not yourself.
You know what I think too? When you're little and you're only 8 years old, your experience of, like, time is, like, you've only lived 8 years, so every year is a big deal because 'cause you've only lived
Yeah,
8
that's
of
a good
them,
super
and
good point.
so, when Christmas comes, it's like a big like, feels like long, like, the presents and the gifts, it's, like, in your memory in terms of the way you view events, those opening of those presents hold a bigger place in your mind because your mind doesn't have a bunch of stuff in there yet. But at our age at this point, one of the reasons I don't really get excited for so much anymore is because I'm aware of how short everything is. Anyways, it's
Mm,
like even bad stuff. I don't even get as upset about when I know something bad is coming because I'm like, you know what? I'm going to blink and it's going to be over. You know,
that's
like
true.
going in for some surgery shit or whatever. It's like before you'd be like so scared and marking the calendar. I'm like, dude, that 1 month time period's gonna be up in a second, and then I'm gonna be in the next month, and I'm gonna be in the next month, and then the year is gonna be
Okay,
over, and then the next year is gonna be over. Then I'll be fucking
question for
dead.
you then. Okay, see, that's the mind of somebody who,
He has
suffers from
depression.
depression. Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That's me.
living the extremes might make you this is just like a I'm just thinking, so you think more in a muted area,
I
or
think in
you
terms
shift
of
toward this area?
everything, it goes
Everything
by so
shifts more
quick.
towards negative, so the excitements are not exciting. But then some
Yes.
people who we all feel some sort of depression. There's no way arguing it. Like somebody at some point you have a form of depression, I would say, because it's just normal. Um, and then, but the people that really feel the happiness, I think that might normalize them. You know, instead of living on this scale, you're living on like this scale. Does that make sense?
Like their little dial doesn't go as far. Is that what you're saying? Their little
I
dial
think
only goes to like
Well,
normal.
yeah, I think so because, like, your depression moves with your happiness, so you're like, something that's not that or something that should be super exciting isn't that exciting to you. So then
Mm,
people that, like, I can get depressed, but I really appreciate the excitement, they do more of this. I'm not
mm,
that depressed, it's not that exciting, but I don't care because 'cause I'm not that sad, you know what I mean? And then there's
yeah.
probably people that are like, "I'm never depressed and everything's the best," and those are actually probably the worst kind of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm jealous of them, I guess, in some way.
Yeah. You're so good about finding things to distract you or to make you happy though.
Or to distract me.
Or it could be the same. It doesn't have to be different. Like this, right? Like this is you find it's very joyful. It's also a good distraction from anything you're ever going to be potentially depressed about because you always have this to fall back on.
Yeah, this is good. Is this why you're doing the podcast, is to try to save me from my depression?
No, this was your idea.
That's what I'm just saying. It's you, but you're doing it
Oh,
under the
no,
guise of,
no. Here's a
enjoying it.
lie.
It's really
Here's
just to save me from my
a
depression. That's the
time I'm
whole.
not gonna lie to you. I fucking love doing this. I know it's hard to always find times to do things to get like, to do this, to get together and do this, but I love it. I really do. It's like I get to hang out with one of my best friends and have normal conversations, and people get to see how exciting it is for us anyway, and maybe they'll dive in too.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. I would like if our podcast. What do we have going for us? I feel like we're pretty real, you know? We're pretty
We're
real.
that's really what we have going for us is we're freaking real. We hold back a little bit because we're not
Real as
trying to
fuck,
push
yeah.
anybody away, but when we do talk about things, it's not like we're not lying. We're just like we just let it
We're not
out
even
there.
pretending to be, like, too excited. We're just being ourselves. I
It's
think
like
on the
really good
last one,
conversation.
I might have pretended a little bit. I might have been a little bit, extra jovial
As
just
we got
because
our
I was
most like successful reel ever.
yeah.
But
You wanna
that
get
was a
the
real story too. It wasn't like an exaggeration.
Yeah. You wanna do the wheel?
All right, folks, let's spin the wheel of whatever.
Oh,
And let's spin it. Let's see if I can do a less uh what was it, limp dick wrist sort of
limp wrist.
spin this
Yeah,
time.
limp dick wrist. That's good, yep.
Pets. Oh, this would
Ooh,
be
okay.
interesting. If we combine with pets. Pets and being oh shit, it was on
It
lazy.
was lazy, yeah.
Yeah. That's an easy one for me.
It's easy for me too. What do you got?
I got multiple perspectives. One is sometimes I'm just too fucking lazy to walk my dogs.
Well, that ain't bad at all. I'm too lazy to do anything like that, man. I don't even go outside with
Oh,
that's why I gotta clean
I
up a mountain of shit in my
I'm
backyard.
too lazy to pick up dog shit sometimes too, but that's more so because once I smell the freaking Great Dane shit because she has diarrhea all the time, I start throwing up.
What's better than mine, man? I got called out in the HOA meeting. Fucking
Did
sitting on
you?
the HOA call, and it's like, we got a lot of dog shit out here everywhere. People need to be making sure to clean up their dog poop. It's just me. They're obviously just talking to me, and I'm just sitting there like,
You
they're being
can't be the
nice
only
enough. You'd be surprised. Yeah, I'm putting a fence up so I don't have to worry about my
because you
dog
share
shit getting
a
everywhere else.
backyard, right?
Yeah, I share a yardage area, and he runs, and I've been watching him to make sure he stays on my space. But yeah, I'm
Yeah, it's
pretty
tough.
lazy. I'm not a good pet owner. Let's say that.
I disagree with that. I think you're a good pet
You're
owner.
too
There's just things
nice.
that
You keep saying
why am I
you
so
always
nice to you today?
disagree. I don't agree with that. You're the best of the best.
We
And
should do a compilation of me
of
just
all the
being like,
times
"I
I
think
try
you're
to
so good."
the
Shit on
friends like
yourself.
you are the reason why I keep being the bad person because every time I have a recognition of my shortcomings, you're like, no, that's not true. That's actually coming from a place of niceness, and you're a great guy. I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right.
Well, I'm
I'm a
not
good.
saying you're coming
My
from a
friends
place of like,
always do that. I have another friend that does the same thing when I tell him I did something, and he's like,
"Well,
well,
okay,
I don't know about that. You're a really good guy. I'm
so
like,
bad."
God dang, man. I
But
think I
you
got all you
are,
guys
dude.
fucking brainwashed. I should
No, I
start a
think you
cult.
brainwash yourself. You brainwash yourself. You're such a good like, you're if I needed if I need you and I need, like, your guidance and I call you and tell you, like, what's going on in my life, you're gonna give me good advice, and you're gonna give me nice advice, and I know
That's
that
true.
for
That's
and
true.
that's where I'm gonna always like, I know I can rely on you for that.
I'm a pretty
Speaking
bad
of
dog
pets
owner,
and
though.
diarrhea,
Oh, that dog eats shit, everyone.
it hasn't been since we moved. She's
So you
happy.
think.
And the water difference, she's had less diarrhea too. I think it's the water.
All right, I got a
Oh.
good one.
Yeah, give it to me.
I got the perfect lazy pet story, and I don't think there's anything you could say to redeem me from what I'm about to tell everyone. Okay. When I was let's go all the way back to kindergarten. When I was in kindergarten, when life was still beautiful and full
You talk
of
about your bird.
joy and no, this is a
Okay.
different pet. Because I had a lot of pets. Now I only have one pet.
Yeah, yeah,
Back then,
you
I
have
had a whole zoo of pets. So I was in kindergarten, and my friends went to a different school. And for some reason, in their class, their teacher gave them little African frog. You know those little African clawed frogs? You
yeah,
remember those?
little tiny guys.
Well, they start out really little, but he gave one of them two frogs, so they had three, and they asked me if I wanted one, and so my mom got me a tank, and I got my frog, and then I named him Claude, and he just kept growing and growing and growing, and he wasn't one of those frogs that sits on. He's a water frog. For anybody who doesn't know, these frogs swim around in the water. They got big webbed feet, and they kick around. And anyways, I had
That's
Claude.
like the difference between a frog or part of the difference between a frog and a toad, right?
Well, a lot of frogs don't. These frogs literally live in the water. They breathe water.
Okay,
They're
okay, got
underwater.
you. Okay.
I think they breathe water. They must breathe water. He's always underwater. I don't really know much about it. Anyways, got him in kindergarten, had him for a long time. Come to find out, these frogs live for fucking ever. So I got about to the age of, I want to say 16, and I was just not taking care of my frog. And my mom got tired of cleaning my frog's water because it was kind of an ordeal whenever it got gunky and gross in there. You had to
Gross, yeah.
clean it, wash everything, put him back in, and I never did it. And she was like, "The frog tank fucking smells disgusting. It's summertime. I'm putting him on the back porch. You need to clean your frog tank." I left Claude Frog out there all through the summer and into the winter.
Oh
And I came out and Claude Frog was frozen in his water. I killed Claude Frog because I didn't take care of my responsibility, and he died.
Yeah, you just said you were in kindergarten.
No. I got him in kindergarten. I was 16 when this happened. That's what I'm saying. My mom got tired of taking care of my
16.
frog.
You didn't have a frog as long as I knew you.
I did. I had a frog for a long time. I definitely had a
I just remember
frog.
the bearded dragon and the rat.
I had a frog, and he got put on the back porch, and I didn't clean his water. And
Willow?
And then he froze on the back porch. And then after he froze, I didn't even take care of him, and I left him through the summer. And then when I finally dealt with him, the water was all gone. And he was just a little frog skeleton.
That's so
And
bad.
I had him
You're the worst.
I had him for fucking 10 years. And that's how much he meant to me after. I was going through my breakup, man. I don't know what to say.
Oh my God. Dude, I don't remember you having a frog. I was definitely, I was definitely at your house at that point with a frog.
Yeah, maybe Claude was on the back porch at that time. I don't know.
And I was just like, look at this display of a skeleton.
He fucking froze, dude. I just remember he totally slipped my mind because once he was on the back porch, I almost forgot I had him. And then one time I recognized him I was like, I had a fucking frog. He's on the back porch. And I finally look over there and it's like, oh shit.
Okay. Are you ready to make it feel better?
Yeah. What do you got? I'm ready to land.
I got a thing that should make you feel better about yourself.
I'm ready for your story.
You were
ready to lampoon you.
So good about making sure your bearded dragon had heat.
I thought you were going to tell me a story about how you were bad. Damn it.
No, I'm perfect.
Come on, man. Give me. Here's what I want for fuck this.
Pets.
Yes, no, it doesn't even have to be pets. Forget the wheel. Forget lazy pets. Tell me any story, any fucking story where Mark was a piece of shit. I want to hear it. I need it. I need it right now. You're like, and that concludes our episode. Come on, man.
Dude, I don't know. It goes back
you have to have been a dickhead at one point.
Well, it just goes back to I'm a dickhead in traffic.
No.
Is that a good? No.
I will not accept that. When were you irresponsible or something that was longer term than a traffic thing?
I had a beta fish I wasn't very good about.
Drop the pets. I can think of one, but I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, we don't say that stuff. that should say enough right there.
Is that the only one? Come on.
It's the biggest one that comes to mind.
I can hold that like blackmail until you find something better. Give me something.
You never will. God, dude, I know there's things. I know there are, but it's
maybe like you just don't have any ability to reflect on what a dick you are.
Correct. It goes back to what I was saying about like, this isn't beneficial for me. I don't need to think about this anymore.
So you just casually forget all of the times you were a douche?
I think one that comes to mind really isn't that bad. But maybe it's bad. But in high school, back when we all had webcams, I was very close with a girl, and this involves you actually, and I think I've told you this story. I was like talking with her,
Oh, no. Yeah, I know you did tell me this. This is just going to make me sound bad again.
But it makes me sound bad too.
Fine, go ahead. I'll take one to get one on
she
you.
was like, I talked with her. She was a close friend. She's like, I like talking to you because you don't like on webcam because you don't ask to see my boobs. She goes, Nick recently asked me, and I showed him, and I was like, will you show me?
Scumbag.
She's like, I like that you don't ask, and I was like, well, will you?
Well, I mean, logic would dictate if she showed me, and all I did
Why
was
are you
ask.
telling me that my best friend wasn't?
Maybe she wanted to show them to you, or maybe she wanted to confide in you. I don't know.
Maybe, and I took advantage.
I thought I heard someone told
boys.
me. Someone told me a story where you were like throwing a basketball at them in the gym or something. You get really pissed off when people come in during lunch.
I was aggressively, man, for somebody who's not somebody who's pretty chill when it came to basketball. I was kind of an asshole actually. When it came to playing basketball, when people would be douchebags, like to an extent to where when I was older, like when I was an adult and I was talking to one of my old teammates and we're like, hey, come to this rec center and come play basketball. And he's like, and we're talking like 5, 6, 7 years later. He's like, but you gotta be chill. And I was like, what are you talking about? And then it just all came flooding back. Like I was a dick because it was like my passion. And if you were gonna fuck with it, I was gonna be a dick. I was gonna be mean.
Well, viewers who
I
watched
never
our
threw a
last
ball at
episode,
anybody though. Sorry.
any viewers that watched our last episode might remember from your Kobe stories, I asked you point blank if you thought it was acceptable to be an asshole if you were in pursuit of the higher goal, and you said, "Oh yeah, for sure."
Yeah, that tracks.
You totally said that. Yeah, so
That does track. Maybe
you
that's where that
justify
comes from.
being
I just
a dick. I've named a couple stories where you were an asshole on here. I think on the one that James was on, I talked about how you kicked me in the balls, but I was being a dick to you first, so I don't
remember
really
kicking you in the balls, to be honest.
Well, you were fed up with me I was squirting you with a little squirt gun.
I remember the story. Yeah.
That makes sense. It made sense that you did that. It wasn't unprovoked. Let's say that.
Oh, finally done with your shit, dude.
And then we called you a bunch, calling you prep on the phone. You remember that?
I remember the story, but I don't remember that happening.
Because I think it started on the bus.
It's you and Nick Stewart, right?
Calling you prep, and you were like, you got visibly upset, and it was like, ooh, that one's stuck. We're gonna keep.
So it's like now I'm like, that's not even.
Yeah,
like, that's
what was so funny about it was it wasn't even that. To me, it was just not even that good of an insult. No, so it was so funny because it was a nothing insult, and you were getting so mad about it.
I remember being in elementary school. I was really sensitive until like I really learned how to defend myself. I think because karate with my dad. I remember one time Brett Hamrick was his name, right? He I was like hanging out with you and him, and he kept he was a big guy compared to me, and he just kept throwing me into the ditch. Just kept throwing me into the ditch and bullying me, and I remember crying for that because there's nothing I felt like I could do because I was like half his size.
Yeah, bro, was a big guy,
and you were totally supportive of him.
Was I laughing?
I don't remember that part, to be honest, but probably.
Dang. I guess I might just have to accept that you haven't done any really bad stuff, any really irresponsible stuff.
I disagree. I think it's just I do.
You ever leave any debts unpaid?
Oh, I will never leave a debt unpaid. If somebody calls on a debt.
Oh my God, this guy!
If somebody calls on something,
so serious.
Oh, dude, I
got so serious. Could have heard a pin drop right there.
If somebody
never leave a debt unpaid. How dare you?
I'm so bad that if
the look on your face, I thought you were going to add a good story about a debt you left unpaid, but you were just upset that I even suggested that you might have left a debt unpaid. Anyways,
here's what I think I'm figuring it out is that I'm really good about forgetting things that I don't want to care about anymore.
But you've never let a debt unpaid.
Maybe I have, but I'm saying no. I'm so when somebody, if anybody that I'm close with asks for some sort of help, my goal is to help them. Like I don't want to say no. I want to figure out a way to go help. And it's no, I'm not going to say that. It's just who I am.
Mark's inbox on Instagram is going to be full of friend requests from dudes everywhere.
Asking to help him
Like,
move.
why are you hanging out with this Nick asshole? You could do so much better.
There's times where I haven't been able to help, of course, because of certain like scenarios, but I felt bad about it.
This is just making me sick because it's just so it's so Boy Scout altruistic.
It's just the way I was raised, man.
See, even that, it's just the way I was raised. I'm just a good guy. I can't help it.
You know what you're doing? You're doing a good job of making me feel bad for being a good person.
And you do a good job of making me feel good for being a bad person. So I guess that's why this fucking works.
We cancel each other out really well.
We've got a good balance going on here.
Oh shit, that's hilarious, dude. No, it's like I really do feel bad if someone needs help saying no. Because if someone's asking me for help, it's because they think I'm reliable and I want to be reliable.
Well, good for you, Mr. fucking goody two shoes.
But you are, believe it or not, you're the same way. If I ask you for help, you're gonna frickin' help me if you can.
That's true. But some people I would say drop dead if they ask me for help.
Well, anybody that's asking me for help probably already considers me a close friend.
Yeah, I got some people that consider me a close friend, and I don't know why they would do that because I'm not. Do you have that?
I don't know. I feel like we're at this age where if we're gonna have friends, they're only close friends.
I just want proof. I want some proof of friendship. And what you just said is proof of friendship to me. Like, if I ask you for help in a situation where I desperately need, I'm asked because I need. And if I need, I expect that you're going to do it unless.
Okay. Exactly right. Because
unless you have a fucking amputated leg that I didn't know about, I expect you to like help. And if you don't, what you're essentially telling me is that my priority of my friendship is not where it should be because yours is not where mine is. Because for my friends, I will do whatever. Yeah.
If you're like, I need a ride to I have surgery tomorrow and I need a ride and a ride home, and I'm like, sorry, I gotta work. That's fucking bullshit. We can all get outside of work for something. So a good friend will be like, I'll absolutely make sure I'm there for you. And if I'm that way, I expect you to be that way. And so
I don't forgive though.
What do you mean?
I don't forgive like, if like you just described that if you expect from me, I expect from you. But then if somebody falls short of my expectations, I typically, I like, that's it. I don't tolerate it anymore.
I don't blame you for that. I'm probably on that scale the same way. Like if I don't think that you're going to be there for me when I know I'd be there for you, what's the point of our relationship?
It's much easier than with to go full circle with girls or like the relationships between your guy friends. I feel like the expectation is easier to manage. Yeah, I think so.
It's because I think when you are that close with somebody, you have the same expectations.
When you're close with your guy friend, I mean, now that I'm married, I expect a lot from my wife, but obviously your guy friends are not the same level of relationship that your marriage is, but yeah, it's just been easier for me to like not be so forgiving with my guy friends, and maybe it's because I'm not fucking them.
I think, I was gonna say, I think you're saying, I think you just said what I was about to explain was guy friends. I have less tolerance for not being there. For when, like, if your wife makes you mad, you're like, it's fine, we'll figure it out, it's no big deal. But your guy friend really pisses you out, you're like, fuck that guy. Like you're supposed to be my rock almost. Uh, like your wife is always your rock, but the guy friend needs to do pretty much what you need or ask from him because you expect the same thing from each other. Uh, but with like a woman and your wife, they're like the things are your priorities are a little bit different, and it's good to have that flexibility.
Yeah.
We really went
Yeah.
far away from pets and
That's fine.
laziness.
I needed
I
to
was gonna
hear I needed admission from you of times you've been bad.
I did my best, but, here's what I wanna say.
Go ahead.
I am
Say
not
it.
sitting here saying that I'm a saint. I am sitting here saying that I might forget those bad things because it's not beneficial for me as a human being to remember them.
No, making
It
you feel
I
guilty
might
like you
have
gotta justify
you're
yourself.
kinda making me feel bad for being a good person.
You're like, you really have to go out on a limb and like
Well, I notice, like, a lot of times when we're talking about this stuff, it just comes across that I'm like, I just sound like high and mighty, and I'm
no,
always
no, you
there,
don't
I'm
sound
the
high
best
and mighty. You
person.
sound like a good guy. And there's nothing wrong with being
Well,
a good
you're just
guy.
sitting there, you're doing what I do to you.
No, no, no. That is literally why it's funny is because you sound like you said you pay your debts, you've by and large lived a pretty clean life. You haven't done anything, you haven't gone down any real dark paths, really, besides
And if I
having a
do, I kind of
divorce.
admit them. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Besides
Some
that,
things I don't admit, but yeah.
yeah, but you went through a divorce. That was a dark time. But besides that, you been a married guy, had kids, done a pretty like standard life, like not in a bad way, but I mean, you
No,
didn't get
yeah,
into drugs or
it's like real life experience, you know?
didn't disappear off into college la la land to like fuck around and be stupid, anything like that. You lived a pretty common sense life, and so that's your experience you have to show for it. And, it's good.
It's funny. It's
I
just
went through
funny.
I stepped in all of the trappings of a young man could have like got into smoking, got into doing this, got into being a fuck boy, got into like all that stuff. I did every single one of the things you weren't supposed to do, or
But
that
those
I
things
could
that
have
you did
possibly prevented if I had a good guide like your dad. So maybe this is all just about what a good guide your dad was for you. You know,
and I wanna be a good guide for my kids too.
there you go.
But
You
I
grew up
do
in a
think
good
that
household.
some of those things that you've gone through keeps you from wanting to do those as you get older.
Yeah.
To where, like, I didn't do those things as a kid, and then I was like, I was an alcoholic for a little bit, sorta thing, like, because I didn't really drink as a kid, and then I went through a trauma, and then I would just drink a lot. So, like, those life experiences led me down a little bit darker path that you never would have because you drank as a teenager and in college and stuff, and I didn't really do that stuff, and similar ideas, um like, I think you just experience them at different times, but I feel like we're both down the same road at this point,
Yeah. Well, we should be. If I wasn't more
at
on the
this age.
straight and narrow at this age, I would be a write off as being just a fucker. Once you're
Yeah.
almost 40, if you're just still being a piece of shit, it's like no one wants to hang out with you. So,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. What I was
um,
gonna point this out earlier, and I think it's funny, is it's spring, especially here, it's 81 degrees, it's approaching spring for you, and now we both have grown out our beards more than we have, in since we started this thing. I've
I'm
never
probably
seen
gonna
you with
leave
this
it too.
much. Looks good. It looks good. I hate mine. I gotta shave it. I'm starting to see the gray. Oh my god! I just saw gray hair right
I
there,
got grays on the sides. Yeah.
but it comes out straight, and I'm like, it's fucking spring. We should be shaving, and no, I'm like, yours looks pretty good, but I'm like, I gotta get rid of this shit because it's annoying me.
Yeah. I might leave mine. I might just cut my hair. I'm probably gonna cut my hair tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see by
We'll
Wednesday if
see
you have
about
short
that.
hair. I need another haircut too. See, this is too long for me. Oh, this
Don't
is
show me that
great.
beautiful head of hair. Look at that thick ass hair. You know why you got thick hair? Because you were such a nice guy. You were
I wear
blessed
a
with
hat all the
a
time,
full head of hair. You're a good, decent
No,
person. This is
the
what
problem is,
God does to people who are assholes. It makes your hair all thin. It's directly proportionate to how much of a dick you are.
I think it's just called genetics.
You know, whatever.
But if we want to end on a good note, let's just show everyone these shirts if they really want them.
If you're still here,
If you're still here, contact us. We'll show you how to order one.
yeah, and if you're still here at this point, congratulations. And we really appreciate the fuck out of you. If you're still here right now, I want you to know that you're a better friend to me than most of the people that are in my life that I would say were my friends. I consider
I think
if
that's
you
a
sat
great.
here and listened to us talk for this long, you're an honorary bestie. So maybe we should make some bestie sweaters.
Or some sort. We gotta be like lifers or whatever's.
Lifers. Yeah, that's a good
Like,
one.
you know what I
Lifers is
mean?
good.
Yeah, we gotta coin a term.
You should just do, besties for life.
Besties for whatever's.
We'll think of something
We'll
clever.
figure it out. Yeah, we sound stupid.
We sound dumb as fuck. But you're part of this now, so you're dumb as fuck too. If you're listening, you're one of the dummies. Yeah. If you listen to this whole thing, then you're probably just as stupid as we are. So welcome to the club.
I think they're as chill as we are.
Yeah.
You gotta look on the positive sides of life. Joe watches all these. You calling him stupid? He'll knock your ass out.
Oh no.
Joe, everyone except I'll give you his address.
Everyone except for Joe. I just was gonna say, I don't even know why. I would say one more thing about the friend thing. I got a friend who invited me. It's always weird when you talk to people that you were friends with in high school, and it was the same person that was gonna beat me up over that girl. I'm talking about the same person, but you have those friendships from high school, and then if you don't talk for most of your life and then you start talking again, to me, in most cases, I don't really see that as like genuine. In our case, we talk a lot. Like ours actually went like we started talking again, and then it gradually became more and more and more talking because we were both really like receptive and open to like opening back up our friendship. But
and we're also very blunt to each other.
Yeah. But we both were like, like we want to talk more. But some people, it's like, I don't know, this person I'm thinking of, they invited me to their wedding and stuff. I don't really want to fucking go, if I'm being totally honest with you. I have no interest. I'm sorry, but like we were friends in high school, but I haven't talked to you like really in like 20 years. Like,
you didn't come to my wedding either.
Well, maybe at that time I didn't really care either.
We weren't really,
I would go now.
We were just kind of talking again. But I get that.
Oh, your newest wedding. Yes. I mean, well, and I've been so busy and all that.
It's always funny when we word it that way.
It makes it sound like some bullshit.
The next
one. Really diminish the value of your wedding. I'm sorry, that's not what I meant.
No.
Yeah, and well, like when you got married, I was in the situation where, dude.
Also, you would have to fly here.
Yeah. Well,
it's not the same. But
okay,
no, I
appreciate that.
Because as we get older, our friendships become more tighter, and that's why we don't need more friends.
But it's like, it's like what I said. We're like, if we're friends, okay. First off, if somebody says they're your friend or my friend or whatever, I'm inclined to like not really believe that until I know if someone's my friend. Let's put it that way. Like I know you're my friend, okay?
Yeah.
And I guess there's nothing like I can really factually need to point to say that. I just know we're friends. But some people that say, "Oh yeah, we were friends in high school," and invite me. It's like they're like trying to
get
like,
something.
Well, first off, fill seats at the thing, but also like we're not fucking friends. And that's not really the type of friendship I particularly care for. If I'm a friend and we're friends, I'm either all in or all out. I don't really want to be like casual acquaintances. And I don't want to go to anybody's wedding anyways. So the only reason I would go is if it was someone that I was exceptionally close with. And
even then you feel obligated, right?
yeah, and if I can avoid a wedding, I will. Like, why the fuck do I need to be at your wedding? This is your wedding. I don't bring much to the event
So
except for.
Let me give you the flip side.
I didn't go to Nate's wedding either, if he's listening. So I'm sorry, Nate.
Oh, he didn't invite me. No,
he invited me, and I didn't go. I was
reintroduced to being friends with Nate. That's so funny. The flip side of that is this: that person that invited you to their wedding, as you know, you've had a wedding, but yours was a destination wedding per se, right? Right?
Yeah.
It was in Thailand, yeah. You have a certain amount of people that you can have, and if they invited you, they already decided not to invite a lot of other people too. And so to him, he might have felt like you were somebody that he really wanted there.
Who? This other person?
Yeah.
So you're saying I need to be there?
Yes.
But dude, I don't want to go.
Yeah, I get it.
Okay, let me give you the. Can I give you the primary reason? Let me give you the because I failed to mention the primary reason I don't want to go. I'll tell you that. I had a huge falling out with another one of our friends to where this person I had a falling out with, his wife is incredibly confrontational and bitchy. And I had a falling out with them, and they were like, prior to that, were like having me hold their kids and be like calling me Uncle Nick and all this shit. And then once we had our falling out, it's like, well, we can't be friends anymore because I'm not going to have you and my kids. And they're going to be there. And so if I'm there, I'm going to see them. And I feel like there's at least a 50% chance that she's going to start some shit of some form. And even with that percentage of a chance, I'm just not interested. That's why I don't want to go.
No, I think
I already said that to this person. I was like, I would enjoy going. It's too bad that I know this person's going to be there.
You're not a liar. So you told them why.
And I said they're really confrontational. It's too bad for that. And you know what? They may not forgive me for not going to their wedding, but
You're also potentially avoiding a disaster at their wedding of that person coming up to you.
Well, so he's always like, he's like, don't worry about it. It won't be a big thing. And it's like, and in a way, I'm kind of being a pussy because I should just be like, I don't give a fuck. But I don't want to go anyways. And then if I also have to worry about that, that's just another reason. I was like, nah, I'm good.
It's kind of funny. I'm going to be a little specific here, and some people will figure this out. It reminds me of like, I have dad's dance coming up to where I'm going to have to do like a new dance routine. And I had a falling out with one of the dance moms over political stuff. Her husband and dad's dance, pretty big guy. Could
pretty
probably
big
throw me
fucking liberal
throw me
pussy
around the room
bitch.
a little bit.
Nah.
I'm like, I don't want to do this because I just don't want to deal with any Well, no, I want to dance. But I just like, I don't want to deal with any confrontation. And honest to God, I'll deal with confrontation. It really doesn't scare me. I feel confident enough in myself and like my ability to handle that stuff. But it's just like, is this going to be a thing? That's my mind. I was like, is this going to be a thing? Like, I'd like to just avoid this altogether because that's the goal, is like you should have tried to avoid confrontation, and especially at your friend's wedding.
Well, I'm not physically scared. It's more of like,
no, I know that. I'm not physically scared either. I just don't want to deal.
Well, that's what you just said. I can handle confrontational and stuff.
I'm like, he could.
My thing is like,
probably throw me around. We'll see. We'll see.
I like to avoid discomfort if possible, and so if I sense
that's
discomfort,
the way you should live your life. Yeah.
Well, and then so that's why I bring up the fact of like, that's why I bring it back to, are we even that close of friends? Because it's like, man, if I'm gonna go face all this shit for that, you gotta be like a really good friend, and I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's fair.
Actually, I do know about that, and we're not.
Yeah,
We're
that's fair.
not that
I think that's
close.
fair. I think coming to that conclusion is fair.
And, maybe we would be that close if it was like you and I talking right now, if you gave me some indication that our that you put us that you faced discomfort yourself on my behalf, and then I can look at that and go, wow, they really you know, they proved to me that like they care about our friendship. You know what I mean? Like they
Yeah.
came over and helped me with something on a weekend when they could have been doing something else. They put that aside and they helped me out. It'd be like, oh wow, okay, like that person actually does really like give a shit about me. But if they don't give a shit about me, that much, then and I
I
have
know
asked for help like that before.
I know that, you and I are close enough to that if if your wedding was in next month and you had somebody come in that I couldn't deal with, we're close enough that I'd be there regardless. For sure.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
same.
Yeah.
Same, but I would also if I was hanging out at your wedding, I would know that I was gonna get to hang out with you, and so I wouldn't have to just be there in the crowd, like dealing
Yeah,
with this
yeah, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
person.
That's true.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm pretty socially awkward, so if I don't feel like I have people to
Y
chill with, I get uncomfortable pretty quick.
it's funny you say that be and that's what people don't probably realize about you right now when they watch us is because 'cause we're not socially awkward, and it's easy for you to open up even though you know people are watching, but it's, like, in the moment with other people, it's just like, "And this I don't wanna do this." Like,
Yeah,
"This is not fun for
you feel the
me."
same way?
Yeah, yeah, I'm the same way. If I don't wanna do like, I'm not typically socially awkward, but if I have to go to an event and I don't know somebody or I'm like, "This is not my vibe," I feel the same way. It's not like I'm gonna be like, "Oh, there's a random party next week and I don't know anybody. Yeah, I'll go." I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it just doesn't. I have to. It almost feels like autistic, but it's like if I'm going to a place with people, I want to know that there's some substantive like relationship or conversations or what have you that can be had. If I'm just going to hang out in a very like casual way and like uh have really like surface level conversations, like I can just stay home and like watch a podcast or read a book or something.
Sure.
Like I
Okay,
like depth
this is how you know you're not socially awkward and you're not autistic. It's because back in the day when we were younger, you would go do that shit. But it's just now we're older and we kind of prioritize our time
for
and
sure.
trying to like go to something that you're really not interested in is like, I'm not trying to be cool anymore. Like, I don't need to make new friends. I'm
No
good.
one's gonna force me to go do stuff I don't want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. And you're like, yeah, I don't have to do this to go look cool.
Yeah.
I want to do this because I like the people I'm going to do it with. And I think that's just part of growing up. It has nothing to do with being awkward.
Word.
It's part of just being an old man, an
Yeah, because
adult man.
maybe if you think about an example like where I would go with people that I didn't know that well, maybe I would say something like hunting, like some kind of a hunting thing that I'd never done
More
before,
one-on-one type stuff.
or like something that I wasn't super familiar with how to do it because I would be going to not just like uh, enjoy their company, but also to learn how
Learn,
to do
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
myself.
And you'd
Eh,
probably still become a good friend with that person,
Yeah,
which
which
is
is
nice. That
cool. Yeah.
that's probably how we make friends now. Like,
That's what I think too.
yeah, I think
Like,
that's
yeah,
a
you
great
have to have something to teach or show me that I don't already have, some tool set that I don't already possess on my own, or we just have to balance each other so well, kind of like the way you and I do, where it's like
yeah, yeah,
just being in proximity. It's like this, we don't really even have to talk about anything specific because just being in each other's presence is like feels pretty good.
yeah, it's, like, beneficial.
Yeah. It's relaxing because we don't have to worry about that shit. But that's not something
Also,
I
I can say whatever the fuck I want, and you won't be offended. Like,
yeah.
that's a big thing too. It's like, being comfortable. That's a big thing. Being comfortable with who you're around too. And so when as an adult, when you're around new people and you're like trying to fill that out, and now like we didn't have politics back in the day, and now we have politics now. And it's like if I were to say something that you disagreed with, sometimes that's the end of it.
Dude, a lot
You know
of
what I mean?
people get really upset if you disagree with them. I just dealt with that with my wife. She got so fucking bent out of shape, and we were disagreeing over the stupidest shit. It was like how long you cook fucking pho broth for, and she had an opinion, and I disagreed. I was like, I don't think that's how long you do it for, and she's like, yes, it is. And I was like, I'm gonna Google it, and I looked it up, and then I was like, oh, it says right here. And then she got so bent out of shape and she said, I always need to win. And I'm like, I'm not trying to win. I'm just like, we're allowed to disagree, right? Like, I don't have to like conform to whatever the fuck you just said because you're going to get your shit all
That's
fired up
funny,
about
man.
it, right?
It's
Just
funny.
like
Yeah.
you
I
and
was just
me.
thinking,
Oh,
go ahead, go ahead, finish your thought.
no, no, it's
Sorry.
fine. I was pretty
No,
much
no, no,
done.
finish your thought. Oh, I was just thinking about like the stupid shit that Jess and I will talk about too. Like last night, we're watching our show, let the dogs out, and like the older dog went out, did his thing. Pretty sure the Great Dane didn't do anything. And then but I'm just watching the show, and then I don't know what happened. It was like, let's let them in. And she goes, well, you just said that Jasmine, the Great Dane, probably didn't go potty. I didn't say that. We're talking about like 3 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes. She said I said something, and I was like, I did not say that. Like, and then it's like that's what you argued about. It's like so stupid. And then that was like I didn't say that. Yes, you did. I didn't say that. Yes, you did. I didn't say that. Yes, you did. And I was like, I didn't say it. Whatever.
See,
I'm
now
done.
if I push back that hard, it causes a problem. And that's what I'm saying. Like,
I
I'm
try to
like,
laugh about it because what if I
yeah,
did?
well, I'm like, just because you have a disagreement doesn't mean
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
anybody's worse or better. I don't know. But you pointed out how we can say whatever we want. And I'm like, that's something I really personally value. She's like, if you went in debate club, you're going to win because you never let up on a fucking argument. And I'm like, all right, whatever.
It's
I
funny.
was like, what? Should I
Yeah.
lie? Should I turn around just so that you don't freak out and be like,
See,
you know what? You're right,
you don't lie. That's
actually.
your problem.
You're right, actually. You don't cook it for that long. Because, of course, I'm not going to say that because that's bullshit. If I
Yeah,
think
it's
something's
disrespect.
right, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not going to be
it was so
dishonest
funny.
just to, like, make you feel better.
I also like someday she'll see this and she'll be like, "What the fuck?" But it's like the other day, or I think it was literally also last night. Um, we're really into this show called Paradise on Hulu, and we watched like 2 episodes, and it was about 9 o'clock. Which typically at 9 o'clock, I'm like, I want to be in bed to watching like shit that I don't care about, so I can fall asleep and make sure I'm up in the morning for work. Like I'm pretty habitual about it. But I was like, should we start season 2? And she goes, who are you? You always want to be up in bed right now. And I was like, or it's always a bedtime thing with that. She's like, and then at the same breath, she'll be like, why don't you stay up till 10:30 since you don't have to get up in the morning? It's like, it's because I habitually go to bed at the same time every night. It's like we would argue against ourselves based on the situation. And I'm like, I got to get up for work at say 6:30. I want to be asleep by 10:30. So I want to be in bed watching our shit by 9:30. And then as soon as I want to stay up later, it's like, "Oh, now you want to stay up later." And
Yeah,
it's just
Mr.
silly shit.
Rules. Mr.
Yeah, yeah.
Rules.
But it's just funny because as soon as I change my routine, and it's like, "Oh, is
You're
that
going to
right?"
catch flack for it,
But
basically.
also like this weekend I stayed at, or I like helped put in fence posts. And so I was digging and I was cutting and I met like all this shit. It was like in the 80-degree weather and I was like toast. So Saturday night, come 10 o'clock, I'm like, no, I just want to go to sleep. And she's like, yeah, but you don't have to get up tomorrow. And da da da. I was like, that's not the point. I'm fucking tired. like, like it's not like I have a bedtime that now I get to stay up on a weekend. It's like I'm tired. I already go to bed at 9:30, 10 o'clock every night. So now it's 10 o'clock. I worked all day. And I'm like, I just want to go to sleep.
Trying to convince you to stay up later.
Yeah, but in the same breath, it's like I was saying with the show, it's like, oh, now you want to stay up. It's like, yeah, I know.
You didn't want to stay up with me the other day.
No, it wasn't like that. It was more like me breaking my habitual rules.
Well, those sound like fun little arguments. They don't sound like bad
You're right.
ones.
They're not. That's exactly right. That's why I can easily tell people like Jess and I don't argue. And if we do, it's like over like that. And it's like, oh, I thought you said or meant this. And I see now that's not what you meant. And now we're good.
Oh, that
It's like,
sounds lovely.
it is lovely and it's easy to do, Nicholas.
Yeah.
It is easy because all you have to do is just get rid of your ego from your argument and just be like, oh, I think I just misunderstood.
Mm.
It's the best way.
I'm
Because
trying, man.
once you do that or she does that, then you're going to do it or she's going to do it. You're just going to agree on that moment. And it just makes life so easy.
That sounds
It's like
lovely.
makes communication so much easier.
Well, I need you to write a book and then I can read it. Maybe you could market it during our podcast.
That's the problem with me is that I can't write a book. I can write a chapter and I can put about everything I need to say in a chapter and nobody will want to buy it because
You
it's
could
only
do
a
that
chapter.
and then you could have the rest be poems. You could sell it.
And then it'll be
You
like,
could
why
give
the
it to
fuck
our
did I buy this shit?
give it to our Patreon members
Yeah.
when we start our Patreon.
Mark poetry if you subscribe, like and subscribe.
And how to be a good guy.
Yeah. See, that's why I hate when you say that. It makes me sound such a fucking
Maybe
liar.
I'll write the book. I'll write the book about you.
Yeah, that's your avenue.
I'll write the book,
read
the
it and I give you my
biography
thought.
about you. I'll sell it. Give you
You probably could.
30%.
Your outside perspectives of my childhood are sometimes funny. Like they're like different from mine. And you remember things that I didn't remember.
Yeah, like when you get irrationally angry about
Yeah, I didn't remember
certain
that.
things.
See, because I just like, I don't need to remember that. Just get rid of it.
You
That
get
time
over
that
it
I was a
pretty quick
douchebag,
usually.
forget it.
Yeah. Well, you don't hang on to it too long though.
I'm sure I mean, I know I have things I hang on to in my brain.
I think in your household you had so many siblings that it makes it a good like place to learn what's important to get upset about and what you need to let go of.
It's probably true.
Just like I remember when I first came through and Connor was like crying about something and because it's like taking the tour of your house by floors and there's like kids
Yeah.
everywhere. Everyone seemed to be pretty cool and then we went upstairs and Connor was carrying laundry like and I was like, why is he crying? I think somebody's like, he's always crying. And then Dad went in and kicked him in the ass and was like, shut up. Like,
I remember this time.
Quit that.
Like,
no one wants to hear.
Sometimes people's chores were to do the laundry or separate the laundry. And sometimes the running joke was you'd put the girls' underwear in your brother's pile. And I think Dan had done the laundry and he had put like one of my sister's pairs of underwear in my pile. And I went total Arnold. I said, that bastard. And Joe was like, what the fuck did you just say?
You got slapped?
Probably not, but he was very like stern about that stuff. It was funny.
About swearing?
Well, I was very young. And so his little brother had just said bastard.
He's not too hot on swearing to this day.
Yeah, he still tries to not. I bring it out in him sometimes when we talk, and I know it because he'll be like, "Gosh darn it!" Every time I talk to you, it comes back out because I'm a sailor.
Do you think when he was in the military, he was swearing a lot?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So
Joe is. I mean, he's always been religious, and then as he's gotten older, he just really does his best to be the best person he can be and not swear and say blasphemous things and stuff.
That's awesome, man.
He is awesome. He's a great guy.
Everybody
As
in
you
your
know.
family has turned
Not
out pretty
everybody.
good. Oh, I was considering jokingly saying that, and then you just went out and went right for it.
6 out of 7.
6 out of 7 kids have turned out pretty good.
Yeah.
That's okay. There's still room
There's
for
time for all 7 of us.
time for redemption.
Yeah. Yeah. It'll happen.
All right. Want to conclude this episode?
Dude, it's such a good one. So good.
It's been a good one.
I don't know how we've been sitting here for 2 hours. It was so good. I know we'll obviously take some of the time off from walking away, but yeah, it was good.
Time flies when you're having fun with friends.
Damn right. It's real.
As our listeners know.
We're up there. Life or whatever.
Life or whatever. Get your merch. Hit us up. We'll fucking make you a shirt.
Yeah, you can't buy it unless you ask us because we're going to have a shop out, but we'll put it out there for you.
We'll make you a custom shirt that'll be worth a ton of money one day. Because you'll get one of... Because now that we have...
one.
Yeah, one of one.
Bring them. Yeah.
And once we have, 1 million subscribers, that one of one is going to mean a lot. You got in
Joe
early.
And Nate are going to hit us up, and we're going to have to buy them shirts.
Dude, I'm cool with that. I'll buy people shirts.
First one gets number 1.
It's a race.
Yeah. All right, man. Super good one.
All right. We'll be doing another episode here shortly. So.
Yep. Absolutely.
All right. Peace out.
All right. Bye.